So I got some time to kill this afternoon. I figured I'd smoke a couple of cigarettes and tell a couple of stories. Someone recently asked me what the rarest piece in my collection was, and man, that's a really hard question to answer. A lot of the stuff I have no idea how many of them are made. I really just know from personal experience how often I come across them. So today I figured I'd show off some of the pieces in my collection that you don't see every day, some interesting pieces, and kind of give you information about how I acquired them. So first up, I'm going to show you some Friday the 13th related items. Friday the 13th is my favorite horror franchise. I love the first 7 films, and I do love some of them after that. It's spotty though. Fact is, I've accumulated a lot of Friday the 13th merchandise, a lot of Jason Voorhees stuff over my life. So I'm going to show you some of the curiosities from my collection. First up, I've got this Friday the 13th lamp. It lights up, the eyes glow red. The first thing you'll probably notice is that the mask does not look like Jason's regular mask. It is actually from the poster of Part 5. The text on the placard at the front of the mask says Friday the 13th. It does not say A New Beginning. The only thing that really connects this to A New Beginning was this mask design. Mine is labeled Baker and Taylor Video, which is the name of the video store where it originally went to. They would issue these to video stores to put on their counter, to display, to kind of attract people's attentions in hope that they would rent the movie. So anyway, these things, not a lot of them survived. They weren't available to the general public. The back is made of cardboard. It is fairly fragile. They weren't made to last, and so it's kind of a miracle that some of them do last. So I found this in Colorado. We were on vacation and we checked out some of the local dirt malls out there. Outside of Denver there was a place called the Brass Armadillo. So we went there. I saw this sitting in one of the black glass cases and asked about it, and it had a $70 price tag on it. At that point it was the first one I'd seen. I didn't know anything about it. I tried to look for information online, but I couldn't find any solid resources on how much it was worth. So I asked them to call the seller so I could make an offer on it. A lot of people don't know this, but in dirt malls, if you go up to the counter, especially on higher ticket items, you can have them call the seller, anyone who's not present at that time, and have them make an offer on something, and you might wind up with a deal. Really, it never hurts to ask, and that was my mentality. I didn't want to pay $70 for this because I didn't even know what it was. So I ended up offering the guy $30, and before he called him, the worker at the dirt mall was like, well, you don't want to piss him off, that's a pretty low offer. Just said if I piss him off, then I walk out without it, and my life is no different than it was when I walked in here. So he kind of shrugged and called, and I offered him $30. He counter offered with $35, half the asking price. I was super stoked because a $35 gamble I'm willing to take, you know. And then I kind of did some research and started finding more of these. So I got a hell of a deal. In person for sale, I've only encountered this one in my entire life. I've seen them listed on websites from anywhere from $100 to $300. You know, I don't know that this thing would be worth you spending hundreds of dollars on. Like I said, it's made of cardboard. It's not meant to last. I wouldn't be surprised if I tear this thing apart on accident one day. So next up is an item that I bought from Kane Hodder the first time I met Kane Hodder. I would have been 18, maybe 19 years old, and I bought this from him. I don't remember how much it cost. It was numbered 130 out of 250. But this is a piece of the Jason suit from Jason X. Not the Uber Jason suit, the suit he wore before that in the film. It's just a little, like a little sliver of the suit, like a few centimeters. It's not anything that's gonna blow anybody's mind, but it is kind of neat. And I know Jason X gets a lot of hate, but my rationality for this is that this was the suit Jason Voorhees was wearing when he killed David Cronenberg, one of my favorite directors. So that makes it cool, even if Jason X is a maligned film. By the way, I don't hate Jason X. It's not my least favorite of the series. I'll take that over Freddy vs. Jason any day. So the first time I met Kane Hodder, I had him take a picture with me, and Kane Hodder does this thing where he'll put his hands around your neck, and he'll lift you, you know, he'll literally lift you, so the look on your face is agonized, you know, because he wants to be Jason, he wants to be scary, and I get that. So he made this face, and I was never happy with that picture. So the second time, like the next year, I went to another convention, and Kane Hodder was there, and I met him, and I remember asking him, like, Kane, last time I got a picture with you, and like you choked me and it really hurt, and I looked like a douchebag, so can you do it? Like, go easy on me this time. And he got up from behind the table and walked out, and he's like, yeah, I'll go easy on you, and you'll still look like a douchebag. It's like, good. That was a good Kane Hodder moment. The next thing I wanted to show you are these Friday the 13th press kits. I have an original press kit from the first 5 Friday the 13th movies. These were basically informational press kits that got sent out to movie theaters, so the movie theater knew what films were coming. Normally you open it up and you get the cast and a little bit of the crew, and then you'll get a plot synopsis, if not excerpts from the script. A lot of them will include bios and stuff of some of the actors. And some of these, it's interesting, like the first Friday the 13th, Kevin Bacon was a nobody, so his bio doesn't say much. And then a lot of press kits would come with promo 8x10s that depict various scenes from the movie. So these all came to me from the same collection. It was a guy who used to run a bunch of theaters. He was actually my friend's dad. And he passed away, and then my friend and his family were left with a big collection that they didn't really know what to do with. So he was kind enough to kind of let me see the collection, and I got to take some stuff with me, but some of the stuff that was in there was just absolutely insane. I've thousands of movie posters, thousands of press kits for all kinds of movies ranging from the 60s to the 90s. It was insane. But the whole time I was down in that basement kind of going through this collection and just looking at a lot of stuff, just kind of seeing what I can find. I couldn't help but wonder, like, when I am gone from this world, who is going to be going through my collection? The next few things I'm going to show you are from Dawn of the Dead, my favorite movie of all time. I do have a lot of Dawn of the Dead stuff, but I'm just going to show you a few choice things that I think are interesting. First up, we've got the Dawn of the Dead board game. Now, this is something that I came across multiple times before I could actually afford it, which is kind of what made buying it finally so awesome to me. This was made in 1978 by a company called SPI. I don't remember what SPI stands for, but I swear that I knew it at one point. Not a lot of these survived because the pieces are cardboard, and the board itself really is just cardstock paper. Mine is unpunched, in great condition. I used my Christmas bonus one year to buy this. So the box, you can see, is there's a little bit of shrinkage from age. The board itself is damn near perfect. I have the instruction manual. It seems very complicated. That's probably why I never played it. So this is cool. You've got an ad for other games by SPI. Stuff like Time Tripper, Dragon Quest, The Creature That Ate Sheboygan. Oh my god, I want that game. Giant gorillas, dinosaurs, mechanical monstrosities all converge on a typical American city where police and National Guard wage a desperate battle. The Creature That Ate Sheboygan. So then you have the game pieces, which for this, you know, we're not talking Monopoly style game pieces, we're talking little cardboard cutout faces, you know. Mine is unpunched. Mine's unpunched. People's first comment on this is normally like, whoa, I didn't even know they made a Dawn of the Dead board game. And then the second question they have for me is, well, how's the game? I haven't played it. I People tell me I need to photocopy it all and then play it on, you know, the paper, but I just haven't done it. I know, yeah, I just bought it as a trophy piece. That's all it is for me. It makes me happy, and that's, you know, I don't know. I haven't played it. So also Dawn of the Dead related, I have a Machete zombie refrigerator magnet. Bought this from Lenny Lies. Leonard Lies played the Machete zombie in Dawn of the Dead, and at one point at conventions he was selling these at his table. I don't remember how much they cost. It's been a long time ago at this point. The refrigerator magnet part is just a little thing on the back that's glued to it. These things were handmade and hand painted. A few years after I bought it, I actually went to special effects makeup school, and my teacher was actually the guy who made these, as it turned out. So it's kind of weird how that stuff works out. But I always thought it was a neat piece that I don't get to show off nearly as often as I should. The last thing on my list to show you is not even really a collectible at all, but these are actual pieces from the Monroeville Mall that I collected myself on my numerous trips to the site. The Monroeville Mall was where Dawn of the Dead was shot. They filmed it all on location. The mall is still there today, still open. One of the times I visited a mall, they were doing renovations, and so they had the outside of one of the entrances, like the slabs, the stone slabs that were on the outside of the building, they had them pulled off and they were getting new ones. So I just broke this section off of them. When you watch the film, I can show you exactly which entrance and where it came from. But who knows if this piece is actually the piece from the film. You know, they probably had been replaced multiple times by the time I got there. But you never know, and that's enough to keep me going, I suppose. So this piece is from where the fountain used to be. Once again, is it an original piece? Was it in the film? Probably not, but it's still my own little souvenir from the site. My biggest piece of the Monroeville Mall is a big old section of the floor. This came from the second story of the mall, right about where they came out of the hallway. Was it the actual same floor that was there in 1978? I don't know. But it's fun to think that it is. So there you go. There's some small snippets from my Friday the 13th and my Dawn of the Dead collections. I don't know. It's all stuff I've picked up because I thought it was interesting and for one reason or another. I should have somebody else here to interact with, because then I would not feel so fucking stupid. I guess we're done here. Yeah, I think that's it.